Woo! Okay, I'm back. I've been gone since, like, Frozen 2. I didn't think that happened. I had reviews planned, just didn't get to them. I watched a couple movies since then, and now I've seen A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. I got late to this movie. I was going to see it, like, a week ago, but then I didn't have time. And now I've finally seen it. I'm sorry I'm so late to this review, but I wanted to watch this movie, and I wasn't going to skip out on it just because I was a week late. But yeah, I do have definitely more reviews coming. So I'm sorry I've been gone since Frozen 2. Not a very good movie. Let's talk about A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, the nicest movie of the year.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar.
A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. And I do not plan to sing those lyrics because I can't sing and my hair looks awful. So A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood is a film about Fred Rogers. It stars Tom Hanks and some other people. I can't tell you who they are. And essentially this film is about a journalist named Lloyd Vogel. And he's got an assignment, and he's struggling in life. And he's given an assignment to go profile Fred Rogers. And then Fred Rogers makes his life good. And now we have an incredibly, overwhelmingly nice movie. Overall, guys, this was one of my most anticipated movies of the last half of 2019, definitely. I was really excited for this movie, and there were a lot of reasons why. One of the main reasons why, not only just because Tom Hanks is Fred Rogers, but Fred Rogers. I didn't grow up on A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, I didn't grow up, it's called Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I didn't grow up on the show, and I'm sad that I can say that, but I've never actually grew up watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I really wish I did, but I never did. But I did grow up watching Sesame Street, so that's something. I didn't grow up watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and I hate that, but my parents said they never found the VHSs in the stores, and I don't think that's a good enough excuse. Everyone who's about to be a parent or has, like, a very young kid, like, that's not old enough to watch, show them Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, please. Don't let them be like me. But I really freaking loved the last year's documentary. That was one of my favorite movies of the entire year. Won't You Be My Neighbor? Holy crap, that documentary is so good. So I went into this one with incredibly high expectations. It had great TIFF reviews. I thought Tom Hanks was a great choice. There was a lot going for this movie. And overall going in, I didn't have the highest hype because most of the reviews that came in last week were good to mixed, which was really weird to me because it has a 96 on Rotten Tomatoes, and like most of the critics I watch and care about are like, oh, it's okay, and I was like, really, is it? And now I've seen it, and now I can say definitively my opinion on it. So let's talk about it. This is a horrible review. Let's start out by saying Tom Hanks is awesome in this movie. He's always a great actor, but this is easily top 5 best performances of the year. He kills it. For the first scene, I did feel, that's Tom Hanks, but like as the film went on, I was like, that's freaking Fred. Like, I never looked at him and thought Tom Hanks. I looked at him and thought Fred Rogers. He did very well in the performance, and he was very well put together. His voice was good. His lines were good. I believed him as Fred Rogers, and he's the freaking nicest person ever, and the movie even says it. But my issues with this film are not with anything that's related to Mr. Rogers. In fact, the stuff of this movie that really works is everything to do with Mr. Rogers, which is quite a lot of the film. And everything that's not of that isn't inherently bad, but it's not as good. So just saying, I really freaking enjoyed this movie. I don't think it's great, but I did really enjoy it. I had a very good time watching it. I didn't ever feel bored while watching it. Some people have said that it's boring. I didn't feel bored. I was always engaged. Not as engaged in some scenes as I was in others, but I was still constantly engaged while watching the movie. But my issues with this film are just mostly with the protagonist. He's not a very, very interesting character. I don't know why, but it's like when I was watching it, I thought, oh, I kind of am interested by this character. But now I'm reflecting on, like, how is he interesting? Like, he's just kind of he's a really hateable person. Like, at least in the beginning he was. Later in the movie, he becomes very likable, which is the point. But even though that, it's like Peter Rabbit, where it's like, he's hateable throughout almost the entire film, but at the end he becomes likable, and I don't want to see that sequel at all. But in this movie, it's like that, except for the issue still, I hate him while watching the movie, so that kind of ruins the movie. But with this movie, it doesn't ruin it, just there are scenes in the movie I just thought, God, I hate, like there are scenes where Fred Rogers being just nice and, like, helping him, and then he's just like, oh, whatever, there's no happiness in the world, and I'm just, shut up, this guy sucks. And that's the point, obviously, but that doesn't inherently not make it a problem. Like, yes, it wants you to hate him, and it wants you to think, stop it, but that still doesn't make it a good movie. That still doesn't make it not an issue with the film. It's still a glaring issue. And I wish they just didn't make him so freaking hateable. I feel like the way they could have done this character better is do it like Arthur Fleck in Joker, a far superior movie. Weirdly, this movie's like the polar opposite of Joker, but Joker is just far superior. But like, let's say in Joker, you never really hate him because you feel so freaking bad for him. This movie, I didn't really ever feel all that bad for the guy. And if they made him not a jerk and made him like Arthur, where he's just a really troubled person and just kind of sad and maybe even mad sometimes, like, that would work better. But he's just a narcissist, hateable guy. So if he wasn't so hateable, it might have made a better movie. But no, they made him really freaking hateable. If I give another issue with this film, is that it's not memorable in the slightest bit. Like, I get the point of the film is to have the message of be nice, which is a great message. We don't have that message nearly enough in modern culture. Modern culture essentially just is mostly pretty mean. It's pretty mean-spirited. So having a message that says, hey, be nice, it's good. But the only issue with that is that if you're going to make that your message, make it interesting. Too bad this movie doesn't. It doesn't really... It just basically tells you what you've heard a million times. And the film overall... we're doing horrible in this review. But I just felt like the film is just... It's pretty disposable. Like, it's pretty forgettable. It's not like a terrible movie by any means. I enjoyed the heck out of it when I was watching it. I'm just thinking, well, am I ever going to look back and think... Yeah, that movie, like if I next year when I watch, just say Underwater and think it's awful. Yeah, Underwater was awful, but that A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood movie, that was pretty good. No, I'm going to go, oh, that Knives Out movie was pretty good, or oh, that Ford v Ferrari was pretty good, or oh, Jojo Rabbit was pretty good, or mostly any other movie from TIFF that I've seen. And I haven't seen, the only movies I've seen that were at TIFF were all the great movies and then this movie. Because, like, honestly, I kind of wanted more. I kind of wanted them to try harder. I kind of wanted them to make a film that actually stick with me, but no, it's not really going to stick with me. It was one of my more anticipated the rest of the half of the year, but it's not perfect, but it's still a pretty good movie. Okay, let's just get to the overall. Overall, I quite enjoyed A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. It's not the greatest movie I've seen all year. It's not perfect at all, but it is very enjoyable. It's very nice. I'd recommend checking this out at the theater or maybe in Redbox. Just watch it one day. It's very nice. Very good. It's not going to be in your 10 favorite movies of the year. You're not going to love it, but if you want to see a movie that's nice and you want to see Tom Hanks be awesome, then heck yeah, go watch this movie. It's not perfect. It has quite a lot of issues, but overall, I still feel confident enough to give A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood an 8 out of 10. Did I expect more? Heck yes. Last week I thought I'd be getting a 10, but oh well, I guess I won't. Hopefully I will be getting a 10 tonight, though. That doesn't actually sound right. I'll be getting hopefully a new 10 out of 10 tonight with... I'm watching The Irishman tonight. I'm so excited. I've wanted to see this movie for months. And come on, it's The Irishman. You got Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Al Pacino. Come on, how are you not excited for this? I'll watch this tonight. I'll watch that movie tonight and I'll review it tomorrow. I have a new 4-Ray review coming soon of... I think I'll do Claws the night before Christmas. Don't ask why I watched that movie. That was my Twitter followers' choice. Let It Snow and Noel. I'll review all 4 of those films in a video coming soon. So it'll be a Christmas special. That's nice. I'm reviewing just 4 Christmas specials all at once. And then after that, don't know what I'm doing with Mandalorian. I think I'm just going to review it when it ends. There, I'll just do like one big epic final reel. Like I have the video that just talked about the first episode, what I liked about it. And then after that, I'll just review however many episodes there are, and I'll talk about that. So yeah, that's all the upcoming videos. Next review will be the Irishman review. Bye.